Welcome back, YouTube. J Bob the Video Game Slob coming back at you here with another Black Friday pickup video. By far the dumbest Black Friday video we will do all year, I'm pretty sure. But I love Red Art Games, and I hope you love Red Art Games too. They do some really great work, and often their print runs are literally to like $9.99 or $2,000. So they have some super short printed stuff. A lot of times VGP picks them up for ESRB releases, which is cool, but I don't care. A lot of them don't make it over here stateside, and I still love picking up their limited print stuff. And so their Black Friday deals are often pretty good. Many of these are as cheap as 10 euros. The shipping per game, I think, factors out to like $1, $1.25. So pretty low. But yeah, this is one that wasn't, but it was like 25% off. I think it was still like $30 American, all in. But just any of these like games that are super fan servicey, I kind of get into. And so, yeah, that just seemed like one that, 30 euros, let's pick it up in case it sells out, then we'll do that. No Guns is just a game I've just loved the art style on. I love the graphics of. I think did get a reprint, so this may not be, this may have like 5,000 copies or something, 5,000 is a huge print run these days, but it was like a $10, 10 euro game, so, figure like 12 bucks, something like that, so those will go for sale. This is one I had to look at the back when it came in. I was surprised I didn't have, but it was, again, like finally went down to 10 euros. I'm pretty sure this was just a game that they had that just super flopped. Comes with the soundtrack CD included for that price. So it was just like, okay, I finally will give in, pick that up for the collection, and probably never play it. And then, I got a couple to sell. This one, I know they have the double pack now for the game, I think, on the Switch, and I already had the first one on PS5, so I was like, well, we might as well pick up the second. It's a visual novel. I think there's always a ton of room for visual novel stuff to grow. Great cover art, hard to get with the ring light here, but yeah, I don't know. I think there's room to grow on that. So one for me and one to sell. Maybe get my dollar cost basis down quite a bit here. This was another impulse purchase. I don't know. Something about PS5 library just always makes me want to pick this stuff up. I don't think there's going to be a ton of it. This may be the last system that we see a lot of like physical games on. And so, there you go. Anything with skeletons and owls and just too cool. So for like 10 euros, let's pick that up. This was maybe more. This was more like probably 15 euros. I love these deluxe editions. I know they say that they're limited to $9.99, but I think they print like 1,500 standard editions. So it's probably more limited to, something like 2,500. But that comes with the sticker set. You get the nice, outer cardboard box. Does it say if it comes with anything else? I don't know. But, good, challenging platformer. There you go. Sometimes they come with a manual. It feels heavy. It's probably got a manual in there. They tend to hook that up. Cult Canyon, I think, was 11 euros, so probably like 15 bucks. My story with this game is I've played it, and it's hard as shit. I love it, but it's like frustrating to no end. For me, I never spent the time to get super good at it, but I put a few hours into it, and I liked it. And so I pre-ordered it when it came out, and again, I think this is a fairly limited, maybe to like 1,500. And it took them forever. It was like a year and a half till this game actually shipped. And I think nobody cared, so it didn't sell out. So now it's on the clearance list. There you go. Let's slide these over. Keep going. I think this was like an $800 order or something. This is pretty expensive. I was shocked this was still here. This is the only printing this game has on an Xbox One, limited to 999 copies. And I always buy all their shoot 'em ups. So we bought 5 copies of this already, so this is like 8. I'm getting close to owning a decent percentage of the entire print run of the game. So there you go. I think Xbox One games, if you're not picking up the limited run Xbox games, you definitely should be. If you haven't looked at the prices on the secondary market for some of the limited run games that are limited that are on the Xbox, they're crazy high. Turoks are even expensive. But especially the Atlas games. So, be sure to check those out. Cat Maze, again, fan servicey, means I always pick it up. About an animal like a cat, I always pick it up. So the game looks fairly terrible, not gonna lie. Don't think I'm gonna like that game or play it, but I'll pick up a copy for myself, hopefully sell the other two, because it was cheap enough. huge Castle of Shikigami fan. And so these were not cheap. I think these were probably 50 to 60, probably trending a lot closer to 60 euros. But again, a great shoot 'em up that I did not have. I waited, I gambled that this wouldn't sell out. So I'm lucky that it didn't, to pick up the collector's edition there. This one's probably regrettable. It had an ESRB printing that everybody will probably rather prefer to have, but it was cheap and it's Demon Gaze and, you know, what are you going to do? Like, not buy it? I mean, look at that fan service going on there. So, yeah, picked that up. This one was featured as a Metal Jesus Rocks Hidden Gem Alert, I believe, a while back. And so I decided to pick up another set of copies. I think the going eBay sold rates were about twice what they had it for. I think it was about 12 bucks. So, I don't know. I already have a copy. So, again, we'll sell all three of those, hopefully locally to, you know, people who just want a good deal on some sealed games and that kind of thing. I often do not buy Switch games because I'm not a super big Switch collector. But when they go down to the 10, 15 euros, I pick them up because people want them. I already have Bard's Gold, but it's just a game that I love and believe in. So I figure that'll sell a few copies. Yeah, I don't believe this is that limited of a print. That may be an unlimited print game. It's probably not worth that much. Again, I went ahead and picked up 3 copies of that because it's a shoot 'em up, because they're sealed. I don't even know if they're really, because I think these were like 30 bucks. Like, these were not cheap. I don't know if that's going to end up being a good play or not, but we'll see. I don't know. Shoot 'em ups never seem to be a bad thing. This was just a super cheap game that I didn't have, that I think was like 10 bucks. So I don't really have much to say about it other than that I hope somebody buys a couple of them. The Switch games, just people tend to buy. I don't know why. I'll just say it better than that. You just put them up for sale and people buy them locally because they just haven't seen them or something like that. Yeah, there you go. I have no idea what this was, but it was just like, well, that's cheap. And it said something like combat. And I was like, I don't know. Cool art, limited print. Let's do that. And this I ended up spending $30 a piece on. They got me on this one, but I think the other two are going to my friend. So I'll end up keeping this one. But it was a tactical game. And so he loves tactics games. Tactics RPGs and shoot 'em ups always seem to hold their value. So I'm such a sucker, and I think it was like 40 euros originally. I think it was 25% off. So it went down to 30. And Switch games you always tend to have that Switch tax. You know, so I was like, well, I better buy it. It's like a weird tactics game. And so, yeah, here's the one you probably came to see. GameStop, I keep telling you guys, if you're not going to GameStop to pick up retro games, you're crazy. They have stuff that's super cheap. This said it was $54.99. It was actually $47.99. Then I get my $5 a month off, so it's $42.99. And then it was 5% off, because if you're a pro member, you get 5% off. So I don't know what it ended up being, but it was super cheap. And then I traded in 2 controllers that I got from that last garage sale that were broken for $14. So that was a net $8 profit, I guess, by buying broken controllers and taking them over there. So I got it even cheaper. And I'll market over the market rate. Like, do not misunderstand. This is not a great deal. I went out on eBay and it's like, you can get a copy on eBay for 50 bucks anymore, which I think is just crazy cheap. But people pay more in a retail environment. So we'll throw that retail. Yeah, and we'll hopefully make a couple bucks on that. Thank you, GameStop. These were the LPs that they had. This was Moose Man, which, if I'm remembering this correctly, was the LP from one of the last Vita games that ever came out. And so, I don't know, for 6 euros, again, vinyl has just been super hot for whatever reason. That sells just really well in retail locally, so I'll probably take one of those to my friends. And he'll probably pick that up and take them out for there. Evoland, I love these games. I still have them on my phone. They're just some of my favorites. Great little RPGs that go through gaming's evolution. And so, like I said, it's just super hard to find this stuff. I think Moose Man, I think those were printed to like 300. I think this was printed to 300. And I think this is the third time I've bought it when they do these sales. It's amazing it's still in stock. So I think I've bought probably 10 of the 300 of those they've made over the years. And then this was the last one. This game sold out on their Black Friday sale. I already had it, but I think this was like 13 bucks or something like that, 10 bucks. So it's like, just pick up vinyl, especially video game soundtrack vinyl for that price. And so, two-sided. I'm sure it looks cool. I guess it doesn't even tell you who made it or whatever. But there you go. That's what I've been picking up. That's what came in the mail. This is Black Friday Part 2. Tons more coming in for sure. Some from Canada. You already know that. But yeah, YouTube, what are you picking up for Black Friday? Let me know in the comments. We'll have another video out for you soon. J Bob, the Video Game Slob, over and out.